Okay, we started our lightning talk. Sponsors, like the lightning talk from our sponsors, Grafana. Łukasz will tell you something, not necessarily from 0 to hero, but about from 0 to 1. So it's less, more than hero.
We'll see how the demo ends up.
Let's see. Yeah, so the stage is yours. Let's warm welcome Łukasz on stage. I said warm welcome. Yes.
All right, I hope you can see everything. Welcome everyone. My name is Łukasz and I'm a staff software engineer at Grafana Labs. So we only have 10 minutes today. So my goal is to give you a sneak peek into what I believe modern observability tooling looks like and what's the state of Kubernetes monitoring in 2025. So historically, observability vendors wanted to lock you in their proprietary standards or proprietary solutions. You would often be asked to deploy some agent that they built that is not open source, right? This has changed in the recent years with the advent of open source and democratization in telemetry specifically, right? However, such wide variety in open source also comes at a cost. Today, we have plenty of great open source projects, but it turns out that actually picking them and packaging into complete observability solution is not so easy, right? It simply turns out that going and maintaining all those YAML files, making sure they don't contradict each other is simply very hard. So, and in the end, you may also simply not have the expertise required to just build all those integrations yourself. But in Grafana, we basically brief observability every day, and we also run stuff on Kubernetes. So we also have Kubernetes monitoring challenges. And we have basically crafted our own solution, which is the Helm chart that we're going to be talking about today. And I came here to basically share this open source gift with all of you today. So the premise is that today you can run and install a single Helm chart and basically have everything instrumented in your Kubernetes cluster in minutes. And we have a couple of those minutes, so let's jump into the demo. So what I'm gonna do is I have prepared just a couple of scripts. All of this will be available later on. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply go ahead and create a Kubernetes cluster locally. So this is using kind. We're gonna also go ahead, and this is kind of the meat of the talk. So we will be installing the Grafana Kubernetes monitoring Helm chart. So I have a quick bash script that sources some environmental variables from the .env file, set some other variables like my cluster name, demo KCD Warsaw in this case, right? And actually goes ahead and installs the Helm chart. I'm gonna go ahead and run it. It takes a little bit. If we look at the values.yaml that we are configuring, there is a bunch of stuff. We won't dive into the details in this presentation because we just have a couple of minutes. But what I'm setting up here is I'm setting up some integrations. So we will see that we will be enabling things like just cluster metrics. We will be enabling open cost, right? Pod logs, application observability, which will be like our open telemetry receiver, and a bunch of other stuff. So we're gonna see just a moment what we actually installed, but we're also gonna go ahead and deploy a demo application, right? So the Helm chart is basically done. I'm just applying a bunch of manifests for my Quick Pizza, which is an app we maintain. And while this is installing, let me actually, I have like a video in case this didn't work. But, okay, my presenter view is gone. Okay, but what did we actually install? So first of all, we deployed Grafana Alloy. This comes, and this is the backbone of the Helm chart. So this is our distribution of OpenTelemetry collector. So the job of Grafana Alloy is to accept any OpenTelemetry data, logs, metrics, traces. It also supports continuous profiling with Pyroscope, and is also natively integrated with Prometheus. So if you are using like Prometheus operator with like pod monitors or simply expose/metrics endpoint, Grafana Alloy is going to be scraping those /metrics endpoints basically for you literally out of the box. There is many features it supports. We won't be diving into all of these. If you're interested, please visit our documentation page. The Helm chart also comes with a node exporter. So this is the component that's going to be scraping all the host level metrics and obviously sending them to Grafana Alloy so it can later go on and export it to some sort of long-term storage. We're going to see that in a moment, right? And the Helm chart itself also comes with a whole bunch of other things you can opt in. So I wouldn't be talking about like full open observability solution if it was just the Alloy and node exporter. So you can go ahead and enable automatic instrumentation. This is powered by Grafana Bela. It's built on top of eBPF. So you can have traces and metrics by directly hooking into the Linux kernel where your Kubernetes cluster is running, right? And you will also have all of these metrics available to you. Obviously, Kubernetes metrics, so kubestate metrics also gets deployed as well. All the container metrics like memory, CPU usage, etc. And even for those that are interested, energy metrics or cost metrics, you can enable those as well pretty easily. So we deployed everything, right? It should now be running. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at our cluster that I have locally now in my machine. So as you can see, the Helm chart actually, as I mentioned, deployed a whole bunch of services that we have here. If we look at deployments, it's just a few. So there is like an Alloy operator, we have a singleton, we have kubestate metrics, open cost, right? Plus all my entire application that we're going to be using for the demo. So let me go ahead and port forward this quickly. And you will see that I have it running now on localhost, right? So we're just gonna click this button maybe a bunch of times to simply generate some metrics to see that this entire integration works. So if I go ahead, and I cheated a little in this demo because we just have a few minutes, so I'm actually sending all this data to Grafana Cloud, right? If you use and have your self-hosted long-term storage, you can use that too. But basically, if we go ahead, we're going to see that our demo cluster is now running. Maybe I can pick like last couple of minutes, right? And all our data is here, right? So you can see that in my case, we are running this on my local machine. So I have like 24 cores, a little bit of memory, right? You can see all of that. And we've basically just in these couple of minutes, instrumented the entire cluster. Right? We not only can go and slice and dice and see our nodes, we can also go ahead and see what workloads are running, right? So in our case, for example, we are running like Quick Pizza app, and it's just a few microservices, and all of those metrics, like CPU metrics, right? Yeah, this one, it's barely using any CPU because it's mostly idle at this point, right? But all of that is basically available. When it comes to logs, they are also here. So if we were to go ahead and take a look at logs, you will see that we actually have some errors, right? So we actually deployed this. I've seen this at home, so it's not too bad. The error here in this case is, well, I think it's trying to connect to my local Docker socket. But essentially, you can see that the whole thing is working. We just deployed single Helm chart, entire observability stack. We are just sending data to Grafana Cloud in this case. And it just took us a couple of minutes. I think there is another demo that I had, but we don't need it. All right, so this entire Helm chart, all of it is available under our repository, Grafana/Kubernetes monitoring Helm. There is a plethora of examples over there. Please go ahead and take a look at those. So the question might be, okay, the instrumentation part, deploying the OpenTelemetry collector, right? The kubestate metrics and all of this stuff is easy. We did it in a couple of minutes. So what's left? Well, basically long-term storage, right? So what I showed today in this talk is I simply configured my Helm to install everything and send the data all the telemetry data to Grafana Cloud. But I know many of you are also running many of our projects in a self-hosted manner, or maybe even using different vendors. So if you are doing that, the Kubernetes monitoring health chart is also gonna work beautifully, because in the end, it's just an OpenTelemetry collector distribution. So any kind of system that speaks and understands OpenTelemetry, you will be good to go. And all the slides for this presentation are gonna be available under my personal GitHub repo, so blinku/talks. Perhaps I can also send it to KCD. So if you reach out, maybe they are gonna have it as well. And that is all. We had only 10 minutes. If you have any questions, we are just around the corner. We have a Grafana booth over there. Please come ask me any questions you may have about either your OpenTelemetry stuff or anything observability related. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. And my kind request to you, please don't tell people that it's so quick, because we will lose our jobs.